Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
And tonight we are again joined by, we're going to call you our movie expert tonight.
Yeah!
Our Pixar movie expert, Nathan Hatton. Follow him on all the social medias. You won't want to miss all of the things. Do you have anything going on actually new? Like any big projects?
Not currently.
Okay, but go check out his other big projects.
Maybe sometime soon.
Yeah, well, I just threw you on the spot. I should have asked earlier. But tonight we are going to be talking about all that's going on at Walt Disney World in about, 3 months, something like that for its 50th. Very soon. And then also Luca and how it fits into the bigger Pixar picture.
That's good.
Thank you.
Good alliteration.
I worked hard on that.
Impressive.
Yes. Thank you. So before we get into all of that, we do have to take a moment and acknowledge our buddy pals over at Mouseways Travels.
Buddy pals.
Right? If you are going to book a Disney trip, do it through Mouseways, and you will also be supporting Geeks Corner and helping us get a new sound system. Like that's the next goal.
Yeah.
Is an automatic mixer so you guys don't have to share.
That's a good goal.
Microphones.
We're sharing a microphone.
Yes, that would be cool. And so you can do that by going to mouseways.com/DAPS MAGIC, and Matthew and his team will take very good care of you at no extra cost. In fact, he'll probably save you some money and get you more magic. All
Sounds
good things.
Good to me.
I think so too. So let's get right into the night, huh, guys?
Let's go.
All right. This morning we woke up to lots of news about Walt Disney World and the world's most magical celebration? Is that what it's?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that first.
It's really hard because in my head, the 50th is the happiest homecoming on earth.
Okay.
Like that's in my head as a kid who grew up during Disneyland's 50th. That is what it is to me. So to reprogram something for the 50th, I'm like, no, this doesn't work for me. And I mean, COVID and everything, I know they don't want to reuse it, but the happiest homecoming on earth would have been so good. Am I wrong?
No. I mean, it kind of makes sense. What do you think of it?
It would have made sense.
I don't have any affiliation with the previous 50th anniversary.
That's fair.
Which helps. I mean, did you
Yeah.
get to experience, because they did the worldwide celebration. Did you go to Walt Disney World during that?
No, I went in 2009.
Okay.
So
We shared
that wasn't
our
anything.
50th with everybody. Everybody got
There's still
stuff.
time. Maybe. I don't know.
I want the golden hidden Mickeys again. Give me the golden hidden Mickeys.
Okay.
I like the name of it though. I think it's, what is it?
The world's most magical I just wish it was shorter.
It is long.
Yeah.
It is a
lengthy
lengthy
a
name
little
for
bit.
sure.
Like I have a hard time typing it, and then that means I'm having a hard time saying it in my head. Like,
Okay.
because I type as
That's
I'm
fair.
thinking,
Okay.
and it I always kind of just do that. Like, oops, I don't think I'm getting this right. So maybe by the time it happens, I will feel more comfortable with it. I don't know. It's not bad. It's just not. I don't know. It just doesn't seem as natural.
It doesn't flow.
Yes.
I think it'll grow on you.
Because like
I hope so.
the diamond celebration.
I like this better than that.
Okay. Did
Yeah.
the diamond celebration have a tag? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't remember it having a tag.
I don't either.
But all I remember is the diamond celebration.
I don't think it did. I wasn't here for that either, but
You weren't?
no,
In my head you were.
I was not.
I mean, I know you were here for Pixar Fest, but
Yes.
huh.
That was a magical summer.
That was.
So we learned tonight about 2 new nighttime spectaculars that will be arriving at Walt Disney World for the 50th. First, we learned about Disney Enchantment. And we also learned that Harmonious will be officially starting on October 1st. Both of these shows will. Let's start with Disney Enchantment. We now know that they're doing what they've done here for Disneyland Forever, having the projections on the walls
Mhm.
of Main Street and things like that. What do you think of what you've seen, artwork, whatever, of Disney Enchantment?
I think it's going to be amazing. Like, I think that having that total immersive, I don't know. Immersion. Thank you.
There you go.
I like to make up words. Immersion into the show is like Happily Ever After. Their projection mapping was already incredible. So I think taking it to that next level is going to take this show to the next level.
Mhm.
Will I love it as much as Happily Ever After? Only time will tell.
Maybe. It's
love
a
Happily
really
Ever After.
big maybe. What do you think?
I think it's going to be pretty incredible too. I think something that, like you said, the projection mapping is already excellent.
Yeah.
And I think something that Florida has that Disneyland can't do just is the sense of scale to everything.
Mhm.
When you're at Disneyland, if you're up close and you can see the castle well, then the projections are great. But when you're far back, you can't see much, and you get the stuff on Main Street, but that's about it. Disney World, though, the castle's such a big
palette,
huge target that you can see from anywhere, that already they do amazing things there. And Main Street is also bigger there. The buildings are taller, the streets not really wider, but I don't think it is. I don't know.
I don't actually know. Now that you mention, I'm like,
Actually, I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure the street is actually narrower. Now that I think about it.
Because we've put similar parades.
I'm thinking back to when I did parade stuff.
I think you're right.
I remember someone saying, well, the parade route here is wider than it is.
That's I can believe that.
So,
especially for some of the turns.
Yeah.
I'm thinking as you're going into Liberty Square is really tight.
But the buildings for sure are just taller there.
Yeah.
So I think it, like you said, it gives a bigger palette.
I think that'll be super cool. I'm curious to see what the theme ends up being.
Yeah.
Like, what Disney properties are we going to see incorporated into this? Is it going to be a looking forward type thing? Is it going to be this is what we've had at Walt Disney World for the last 50 years? Is it going to be much bigger? Like, it could be anything. And
I wonder if it'll tie into
Luca.
Maybe Luca, but I was thinking the 50, what is it? The 50 friends.
The statues.
The statues.
The gold statues.
The Disney Fab 50.
That's it. The Disney Fab 50. I wonder if it'll tie in with those. If maybe they'll feature, they'll reference those 50 characters, whoever they end up being.
That could be cool.
As part of the
if they integrate all
spectacular.
That would be cool. I would be all for that. So I'm curious about that. I'm looking forward to it. What do you guys think of Harmonious?
I've been stoked since the theme song was at D23 Expo.
I forgot about that.
I forgot about that too.
So
I did like the theme song.
Yeah, so I've been really excited. The concept of it, like everything at the buzz around it, seems very positive and fun and exciting. So I think it's gonna be good.
I think I liked that today they finally released like a shot of it actually.
That helped a lot.
Yeah, it actually, because up until now it's only been concept art, and which has looked really cool. But all we've been able to see in person is the giant barges in the middle
that look like Stargate.
In the middle of the World Showcase there, and they're very large. And I know a lot of people don't necessarily like the look of them during the day.
I feel like I have to reserve judgment till we've seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in person. But seeing that shot of it actually running, and I was like, okay, that just only that one frame of it looks really cool.
Yes,
I'm excited to see it.
I mean, that's a step forward, I think. I'm curious. My big question is, what's it like during the day?
Yeah,
like with the fountains on, how loud is the water going to be? Because those will be there still, and that's definitely going to change the sight lines majorly. Like there's been a couple of pictures I've been going through some of my photo albums, and I'm just like, oh, I don't think I can get that picture anymore. Maybe from Italy or for Japan or something, which might be okay. Like maybe there'll be a really cool fountain and you'll have the foreground of whatever country, and in the background you'll see Spaceship Earth. I don't know. And those are the kinds of things that we're just going to discover as we get closer to, well, when we actually get there. But I think Harmonious is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And we'll be there opening night, so that'll be good.
We're going to be there. That's
Surprise.
The first time we've said
They're
that.
They're going to be there.
Guess what? We're going to Disney World.
Surprise.
You didn't know that.
That's true. Another thing we learned about today is the Disney Kite Tails, which is...
Have you been planning that all day?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you'd been planning it since last week when we played DuckTales by
well, how would I know that they were going to do Kite Tails?
I don't know. Maybe just like I knew there was going to be new fireworks coming, you knew there was going to be Kite Tails.
Woo! I'm sorry. I see it. Like we have the order over here.
Yes.
That's why I'm pointing in this direction. I'm not just like pointing at random things. I see Kite Tails and I read it as DuckTales.
Well, and it's weird because it also makes me think of Cloud Kicker from
That's fair.
Tailspin. So yeah, we're gonna have kite versions of, what is it, Simba? I'm looking in the the article. I can't read that well.
Zazu.
There you go. Read it for me.
I can't read that far.
Simba, Zazu, Baloo, and King Louie, which I
Louie.
think is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So a little Lion King, a little Jungle Book.
Are there not?
Which means the music will be good.
Are there not going to be jet skis in Harmonious? Because I know there are jet skis currently in Epcot Forever.
There are currently not jet skis in Epcot Forever, and I don't believe they're in Harmonious because I don't think it's safe.
But they are in Kite Tales.
I don't know, because when you read about Kite Tales, it says there's performers that will be performing with kites, and then it says out over the water there will be these other really big kites that can be 30 feet long.
Okay.
And so then I'm wondering if it's somehow like a remote boat pulling them, or, you know, like,
sure.
I'm assuming that would be, I don't know. Like, because it was just weird to me, because they definitely delineate or differentiated between performers and then out on the water. And I was like, does that mean the performers are on the edge of the ground, or are they?
Or it could be a situation where for some reason they don't consider it could be still people out in the water, maybe on jet skis. But they're not designated as performers if it's just the kite is attached to the boat.
I can see that.
To the jet ski, and they're just operating. They're just moving it. So they're not technically.
I think that's a possibility.
I just had this very funny visual of, Epcot Forever is done. Send them to Animal Kingdom. They just send the jet skis over to Animal Kingdom.
It's possible. It could even be the same kites for all we know.
Could be.
Then they can do it at night too. They could have kite tails at night. Night tails.
Woohoo!
I don't know that it does have wind in Florida, Clocky, but I don't think that matters, because what we saw for Epcot Forever, everything was moving fast. So I feel like it's going to be like, to me, when they said the performers, I was thinking of the ones that are like the kites on sticks, like where they whip them around and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what the concept art, at least for the stuff on the land,
it looked like
that style.
Yeah, kind of reminded me of the Lion King show, the Festival of the Lion King, but now it's the long name. Celebration of Festival of the Lion King. That's what it is.
In my head, it still was Festival of Lion King. So I was like, what are you talking about?
The other thing that we learned about today is the Disney Fab 50, which we briefly referenced, which is 50 golden sculptures that have special surprises, whatever that means, that I think means you can interact with them.
They've said interactive,
Probably.
and I want to know what that means.
I think it'd be really funny if one of them, like there's maybe some talk and some do whatever, but one of them just spits at you. Like it's got water, and you walk up and it's like, psh. It would be really funny.
It would be Stitch, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
It could be Stitch, yeah.
It would be Stitch.
I feel like it'd be great. I'd
love
be
how
curious
we
to
just,
hear,
what you were like
what
yeah.
character do you most want to see made of gold? Like, I feel like you have to do Scrooge McDuck.
Obviously.
Because that just has to happen.
This is harder than I expected it to be. What's my favorite Disney character?
I don't know.
Do I have one?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
This is your job, not mine.
No, this is your job to know me, because I certainly don't.
Okay.
Bet you it's going to be a magic wand. The genie's good. Merlin's good.
I like that.
I don't know. I'm trying to think, and I was about to say Tinkerbell because I was thinking Magic Happens. You said Merlin. I was thinking my favorite part of Magic Happens was when Tinkerbell threw pixie dust. Like that was.
I think any character in Magic Happens is probably going to end up with this, just because they're already on the radar.
Well, I was like, Tinkerbell for sure. I think even if Magic Happens wasn't a thing, I think Tinkerbell for sure would have gotten one of these Fab 50.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate.
Statues.
Do you think Tinkerbell will be in the fireworks show? Like from the castle down? Or will they update it maybe?
Well, I'm trying to think of who else. I think it's going to be Tinkerbell, because I think for a anniversary show like this, you want the Tinkerbell over the castle. Like,
yeah.
I would hope so.
I mean, it ties into all the nostalgic, all the opening of every movie. And
oh, totally. I mean, it'd be really cool if they did it with a drone and did the over the castle at the beginning.
That would be impressive.
Like, that would be super cool, I think.
So I'm just saying, Walt Disney World, my expectations.
I actually saw a thing earlier today. It might have been on Twitter. Someone was saying, why hasn't, I wonder why Disney hasn't gotten in on the whole like drone show thing.
Didn't they try a couple years ago for over Disney Springs during the holidays? Yeah, they did a couple years ago, and it didn't end up going anywhere.
Okay.
And my hunch is, and I don't have any official knowledge of this, is it would not surprise me if the powers that be in the protection of Disney don't want drones flying over people, having now read a ton of stuff about drones in the last couple of weeks.
He got a drone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So, maybe we'll
Very cool.
play around with it and get some stuff up. I'd like to see Figment Gold.
Figment.
I don't know why that conversation made.
That would be really cool.
Because I think they were talking about a drone show for Epcot, and that made me think of One Little Spark, which made me think of Figment.
Fly over the castle.
I would be all for that.
I don't think that would ever happen.
No, but it'd be amazing.
I literally have 4 Figments in my room. I don't know why I didn't say Figment. I failed you.
I have Figment right there.
You've got Figment right there. You've got
that time I climbed on top of Spaceship Earth with Figment.
You know who I want to see? It would never happen. You know who I'd like to see?
Who would you like to see?
Rex from Star Tours.
I think that would be cool. Okay. That would be very cool.
I mean, I know he still exists in the park. I don't think he's going to make top 50 of anything.
Well, and I wonder if they would consider that part of the Fab 50, because when I think of Fab 50, it's an extension of the Fab 5, which tends to mean animated Disney classics. But I could see them.
I just want to see
because I
in gold.
think it's an easy step to include Pixar, which means you should also include Marvel and then you're talking Black Panther, Captain America, like all of those. They
wouldn't have Marvel though, because
it's Florida.
Can they not do that even for sculptures?
I think that would be.
They're not.
Well, they could have certain Marvel characters.
They could have Star-Lord.
They could have Star-Lord.
They could have Groot.
We could have a life-size gold Groot.
I'd pay to see that.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people.
That'd be great.
Okay.
But this whole thing, and I might be going a little niche here.
Okay.
What this whole Fab 50 thing is reminding me of is
I'd like to see Kermit.
Kermit's good. Yes.
Yes.
When Disney had when Anaheim had the All-Star game a couple years ago, and Mickey was themed.
That was a lot of years ago.
Yeah, I know that was a lot of years ago. I was a youngin'. And my parents drove a car down Main Street that year. That's a very fun story. There's pictures of it somewhere.
And I was at that event.
And so was I.
Small world. Yep.
Crazy. But yes, that's what it's reminding me of, is when Mickey was dressed up in all these different things. There's pictures of it somewhere. We'll have to show you.
Oh no, we're just getting our lists open.
It's very wild. No, I was just telling Nathan that I would show him, because I know that
I am excited to see these.
He probably doesn't have any idea what I'm talking about.
Not a bit.
Exactly. So I knew you guys were getting your list.
All right, we're gonna move on. We're looking forward to Walt Disney World's 50th, but we're also really excited about Luca, which came out on Disney Plus this last weekend. And I will just lead off and say I thought it was a delightful movie that was it actually felt almost more Disney to me than Pixar, as I've thought more about it, because it has that simple, feel good messages, heartwarming feel.
Yeah.
And to me, it was like, this is almost classic Disney that's been remade by Pixar 50 some odd years later. I'll let Katie go, and then you can talk next after her.
You can also talk.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it. I had my expectations.
I was going to say you can shred it apart if you want afterwards. And I was like, I don't think anybody's going to shred Luca apart. But I
had my expectations set really low. I don't know why. I think that.
Do you think it's partially because they released it straight to Disney Plus?
No, I think that part of it, and I'm sorry, I didn't necessarily connect with Onward that much. And Soul came out at a very bad time for me, so I didn't connect with that either. Well, I mean, I did connect with it, just not in a good way. So I just think that it was the last 2 releases I didn't necessarily love.
So the track record was starting to be missed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So didn't really have. I was going and expecting to like it, because I never really come out of a Pixar movie being like, I just wasted my time watching that. I hate it. I always at least have fun. Most of the time. Anyway, Nathan earlier said I picked my last movie in my order. It was just made me laugh. I really liked it. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was a nice, straightforward, fun time. Really fun.
Okay, Nathan, what do you think?
I really enjoyed this movie a lot too. I thought, like you said, it gave me more Disney Animation Studios vibes than Pixar in a lot of ways. One of the coolest things about it is, Pixar is always doing cartoons and very stylized things, but I thought the way they animated the characters in this was even more cartoonish than they have done with human characters, especially.
Almost a step back for them in terms of realism, I guess you could say.
I think so. And like one of the cool things when you'd see like a side profile and the mouth would like move to the side of the face. It's like little things like that. And part of it, I wonder how much of it is you've got more of like I don't want to say a younger crowd, but more like people that have been moving their way up through Pixar. It's not the old guard that were there for years.
The first generation or whatever.
And you have this like younger group they grew up with different types of cartoons and different references to watch. And still they obviously understand all the other stuff. Yeah. But they have different inspirations, and like some of the ways it did the humor was different. Like when the uncle shows up, that
was amazing.
That is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in a movie. It was so
fantastic.
Good.
Punch my heart.
Punch my heart. And you eat the whale caucus, and it was just like
Sacha Baron Cohen.
It was good.
Love it.
So good. That, and the other thing that really surprised me was how fast we got to land.
Yes.
I was expecting a solid 30 minutes or so
least
underwater, and then finally they get there.
Well, and I thought the transition point would be longer too, like the back and forth, and it really wasn't.
It was just right away. Here we are. We're doing it.
It was great pacing. For sure.
It was phenomenal.
Well, and I thought it was interesting. Speaking of pacing, it wasn't a super fast movie, but it also didn't go slow.
No.
And that takes a lot of discipline to hit that mark where it's just like, we're going to keep you moving forward, but not fast. And you're also not going to look at your watch.
Yeah.
Because that's actually one of the tests I always put into movies, like how many times I look at my watch. And if I don't look at my watch, you're doing pretty good, which I didn't look at my watch during Luca. Yeah. But I thought that was really disciplined in how they kept it moving forward. And they didn't keep some of the gags that could have gone longer, stretching them out more. Because there were a few that you can be like, other movies might have stretched this out quite a bit or really milked it. And they didn't, which I thought was a really nice thing. I'm curious what you thought for all of us. What'd you think of the soundtrack, both in world and then just the score?
So I can't speak to the score, and I don't know if that's good because I just don't remember it.
Okay.
And I feel like normally Pixar, I come out with having a very strong feeling one way or another towards the score because it's normally very memorable. But the in-world music, I loved. I thought it was all chosen very excellently. I think that was it all original or was it all chosen? Music?
Can you say it in Italian?
No, I can't.
Okay.
I don't do accents or speak Italian. But I am talking with my hands if that's a consolation.
Sure. Can we have pasta now?
There's so much pasta.
It looks so good.
I love some pasta.
Yeah.
But I thought the in-world music was great and it made me want to go turn on.
It made me want to get that type of music for my record player.
Yeah.
Because part of it was they were listening to it on a record if you saw them listening to it, I guess. And I thought that was a good choice. What do you think of the music?
I liked it. I agree that it wasn't super memorable. I can't
there's no up-like theme or
trying to hear it in my head. I can't.
Neither.
But in the moment I did enjoy it. I thought it was just it fit the movie well. It wasn't weird or anything. I thought it worked really well, and the in-world stuff was excellent. It's not like music, but I also like how when some of the characters would be watching a TV, it was like an actual real human show playing.
Yeah,
on
that
TV,
was interesting,
which was kind of funny.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I totally agree. I thought the soundtrack wasn't bad, but it wasn't memorable either. And I think honestly, if that would be the one thing I would nitpick at this movie is can you imagine if we had walked out with whatever theme stuck in our head.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Up theme or the Inside Out. You know, like even Monsters Inc. has that song that you're just like stuck in your head.
Monsters Inc. That's a top tier score.
Yeah. But I think if that had happened, like I think a lot of people actually would have put this higher up in their list of Pixar films.
Yeah.
Just because it would have, I mean, it connects at the heart a little bit different when they do that.
That's honestly something that I think in general Pixar recently hasn't had as much of with the films. I think Soul
redeemed it.
Soul,
yes.
That was all about music.
Yeah.
So,
but I couldn't tell you the theme from Onward.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Onward. I mean, Toy Story 4 is, it's
Let's
more
just
Toy
pretend
Story.
that didn't happen. Yeah.
Agreed. But yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I think this brings up a really good activity for us to do that we've been talking about. Oh, that's a good question. Compared to Little Mermaid, who encounters humans faster?
I want to say Luca.
No, Little Mermaid is in the very first scene.
Yeah, it's
So
right
is
away.
Luca.
Oh, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
But are they encountering? Yeah, they are encountering.
So
huh?
fun.
Alberto.
It's almost exactly the same.
Yeah.
Huh? That's weird.
Yeah.
Good question.
Also, not enough mailboxes.
We agree. We looked. We were actually paying attention, trying to find those.
Were. So our fun little activity.
Our fun little activity is we had some help from our good friend Angela. You already had yours, so you didn't get
I'm a
help.
psychopath.
But she made spreadsheets for us, which I shared with Nathan, that has every Pixar film on it that we could then rearrange from our favorite from 1st to 25th. Is that right?
24.
24th. Oh, because the first one says ranking film. It's hard to do this when you're on camera. So my first question is, what does everybody have as their top Pixar film?
You can go first.
Up.
Hey, my people. Up.
Okay, mine is fairly up there too, but I said Toy Story.
The original?
That's not what I was expecting from you.
What'd you expect?
Ratatouille.
No, I really like it. It's up there, but
Huh. I was expecting Ratatouille from you. That's crazy.
the story of Toy Story, the music of Toy Story,
That's fair.
like it's hard to beat the entire combination of all the different elements. And yes, it's aged a little bit animation wise, but everything else for it is held up so ridiculously well. And I don't get tired of it during any part of the film. I don't look at my watch. Like Up, I would put pretty high up as well. But there were a couple of moments where I'm like, all right, let's move it along. Like I had a couple.
Yeah.
Like there's Toy Story just has good pacing. It has good,
Fair.
like everything's there for it. And it's not necessarily, I think it is my favorite, but I think even if I weren't picking a favorite, I would have to rate that one really high.
Okay.
All right. What'd you guys put as your least favorite?
Cars 2.
Really?
But it's
Close to Toy Story 4?
it's a very close it's almost a tie, but Toy Story 4 is number 23.
Okay. So I have
Yeah.
Toy Story 4 as my last.
Okay.
What did you have?
The Good Dinosaur.
So that's my second to last. What's your second to last?
Toy
you-
Story
you
4.
said Toy Story
And
4.
then The Good Dinosaur. But-
My second to last is also Toy Story 4.
What's your third to last?
Cars 2.
I put A Bug's Life.
A Bug's Life is up there for me.
What'd you say for third from the bottom?
Good Dinosaur.
Okay, so that everybody agrees in
We're all pretty much
Good Dinosaur and Toy Story 4.
close together.
My Cars 2 is 17.
You love Cars
wow.
2.
I really enjoyed it because it's James Bond with cars.
Okay.
So that's why.
Like I was the demographic this was made for because
Okay.
I'm like, I love James Bond movies and you just made it a really cool cars.
If you ever want to know why I don't hate Cars 2, it's because before I ever watched it for the first time, I had Mr. Daps being like, I love Cars 2. It's James Bond with cars.
It's
So
not their greatest movie, which is
No,
why I ranked it lower.
but I went into
it's
it
a
with
very
that mindset.
enjoyable,
That
dumb movie. Like,
I will have to watch it again
With that in
with that
mind.
mindset because
it'll change it.
for me it was just it's such a departure from what the first movie
Uh-huh.
is.
Oh, it has nothing to
And
do with anything.
It has nothing to do with anything.
They
If
could
you
have done it with
it-
completely different characters.
if you
and
had
it would work.
Cars and then Cars 3.
Yep.
That's a great 2 movies right there.
For sure.
You don't the middle one does not matter.
Yeah, I
No.
agree. From a trilogy standpoint, there's
So-
no point. But as a standalone James Bond with Cars movie, you will enjoy it. I hope.
Yeah.
What was everybody's second top movie?
Toy Story 3.
I think that's very fair. That was my third.
Okay.
How about you?
Coco.
That's very fair too. I put Monsters Inc. surprisingly enough. Mainly as I was thinking, and I literally did this completely on instinct. Like
Okay.
I was like, I'm gonna do this as fast and just like whatever moves happens. So this might change over time, but it was just kind of one of those like, which ones would I really want to watch again and sit through? And that's always a hard question for me. Where did you put Luca?
I put it as number 11.
11. Okay.
7th.
7th. I was at 6. What was above and below Luca for you?
I had Soul above at 10.
Okay.
And then I had Wall-E below at 12.
Okay. Katie?
So I had Wall-E at 6.
Mm-hmm.
And I had Toy Story at 8. I'm sorry.
I don't care.
I'm apologizing.
Oh, okay. I had
everyone.
Soul at 7.
Okay.
I really went back and forth on that because they almost were interchangeable to me because I liked them for different reasons. And then I had Up at 5.
Okay.
With Ratatouille being 4.
Yeah.
No surprise there. What was everybody else's number 4?
Toy Story.
Monsters, Inc.
Okay. So I think what we should do is we will collect all of these after the show and we'll put them in the show notes on DAPS. And then you guys can see all of our numbers. And then what we want you to do is in the comments, put your rankings 1 through 24 as well.
We also might put them on Twitter.
That'd be really hard. But sure.
Screenshot.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that too. But Katie, we're starting to run out of time. So what should people do?
Oh my gosh, we're running out of time. You should go to dapsmagic.com. Check out all the Disney and Geek news as it happens. Stay tuned for potential news about Geeks Corner.
It's gonna be in just a couple seconds.
It could be in just a couple seconds. And subscribe to our mailing list so you don't miss anything.
And make sure to check out all of Nathan's endeavors on YouTube. Where else do you want to send them to? Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah. Instagram is at Nathan Hatton. YouTube is at Nathan Hatton Official.
And they're in the show notes, so you can't miss those either. And speaking of the show, starting next week right here, don't miss it. We will be 1 hour earlier. We saw your votes and we listened to them. So we will be at 8:30 for the first time in several years instead of 9:30. And hopefully that will free us up to make some special like segments and stuff after the shows and whatever. We'll be creative. We'll see what happens. But so that's 8:30 next week, same time, not same time, same place, different time. And maybe we'll go to 45 minutes sometimes, as Clocky's asking. But also subscribe to our YouTube channel, so in case you do miss it at 8:30, you don't miss watching it later. We've also got more videos going up on a regular basis. I still have lots of videos from opening of Disneyland to post. I think Murray still has more from Walt Disney World. And we've got some new stuff coming too, so you won't want to miss that. And eventually Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary stuff that you won't want to miss either. But that is all the time we have for you this week. So we will see you around the corner.
Bye.